Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I know it's been a while since I posted a video, but a lot of you may be aware that I've recently moved back home to the Eastern Cape. So I've been taking this time to just settle in and unpack everything. So I thought I'd put together like a simple video for today because I'm still trying to settle in back at home and back on my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys some of my food opinions that are not very popular, but I really think that everybody should kind of live by because I know what I'm talking about. So before we get started though, I'm going to show you guys my favorite thing to drink now and also some of my favorite snacks to eat while I drink. But I'm going to tell you, before we get started with this drink, it is very dangerous. You should definitely try it at home because it is that dangerous. It's my Savannah cocktail. So you already know that you shouldn't be mixing Savannah with anything because Savannah is already so deadly on its own. But I mix mine with wine. So I use a dry white wine. So this is the white wine that I could find in town. It was the only one above 50 Rand, so I trust it completely. And then you just get some ice into your glass, pour in some wine as much as you prefer. That's about a glass of wine actually. Some dry white and then a nice cold Savannah. I like mine to be more Savannah than wine, but that ratio seems fine. Oopsie. Girl, where have you been? Ooh! Okay, I feel refreshed and now I'm going to show you guys. So I'm going to be showing you guys how to make vegetable tempura, which is one of my favorite things. I hate vegetables personally, and so I'm always finding like ways to eat them, and I love deep fried anything. So if you deep fry vegetables, definitely I'm going to be a part of it. And then I'm going to get into it and telling you guys all of my unpopular but should be popular opinions. Ooh. So now that we have our drink, the next step is to get our food going. And then in here I've got a cup of ice cold water. We're making vegetable tempura, and to that I'm just gonna add in an egg, ice cold egg. Not ice cold, like cold egg, but everything has to be really cold when you're making tempura batter, because if your water or your ingredients are not cold enough, then your batter, like your tempura, is not going to be crispy. And if there's one thing, tempura should never be soggy or soft. It should always be nice and crispy. And you are going to add in here, I've got a cup of cold flour, chilled it in the fridge overnight. And then so I've got a cup of water, a cup of flour, and then I'm just going to mix this in very gradually. You want to make sure that you don't overmix, because if you overmix your batter, your tempura is going to be doughy, it's going to be fluffy, and we don't want that. So add the rest of our flour, and what you're looking for is a batter that just stays together but is still quite lumpy. So careful not to overmix it. For my vegetables, I've got sweet potato, I've got pumpkin, which I've kept the skin on because I like skin, and I've got some mushrooms, I've got some baby mara, and I've got sweet red peppers. And what we're gonna do is take our vegetables, the ones that have got a smooth skin, or else the batter won't stick, and then we're just gonna dip them in some flour and make sure to dust off all of the excess. I've got my oil heating up. I want it to come to 160. Now it's currently at 150, so we're almost there. And then we're just gonna keep dunking our vegetables in, and I'm starting with the harder vegetables, like the ones that will take longer to cook, and then I'm gonna start with those. So my sweet potato and my pumpkin. oil has come up to temperature, and now we can start frying. So these are the last of our vegetables, and they're very nice and crispy, as you can see. And that is the texture that you're looking for. Lightly coated and nice and crispy on the outside. And I'm just serving that with salt. Just gonna dip it in some salt. I'm not making a side sauce to go with it. You can make a sauce if you would like, but I'm just keeping it very simple today because I'm lazy. 2, I'm very flowish, so I don't want to be in the kitchen for too long. As I said, this is a simple and easy video. So that's the rest of our vegetables done. Cheers. Oh, that's sweet. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's very good. So sweet potato and mushrooms are like my favorite thing in the world to deep fry. Absolutely golden. Sorry for speaking food in my mouth. I was reading up on basically the world's best rated chefs, as one does. And I was reading up on Michelin stars and how they started. And they actually started by, it was like a Michelin guide by the Michelin brothers, the tire company. And they put together this guide of restaurants and hotels that they rated as the best. So they'd get people to go around and reviewing restaurants and these hotels. And that's basically how the whole thing started. And then they started giving these ratings, like 1 star, 2 star, or 3 stars per restaurant. And so I was actually looking at this, and I'm like, they're French. 1. 2, they're European. So you know that it doesn't take a lot of flavor to appeal to that kind of palate, right? Like salt, pepper, butter, and you've got them. So it's like, how then do these stars work? And I found it very upsetting that there are African chefs that actually want Michelin stars. Yes, they're the best thing in the world for a chef, but it's kind of like, if you look at the rating system and the people that are rating, it means that your flavors or the flavors that you're exposed to are never going to appeal to that kind of palate. So you're never going to get it. And that's why we as the African continent, like, we don't even have the Michelin star rating system, because it's like, we have flavor. They don't. They can't rate us if they don't have flavor. So I think that's probably, and that's obviously coming from me as a non-chef, so I can say that Michelin stars are kind of like fucked up. Like, I wouldn't really be beating myself up if I don't have one. I mean, but again, I'm not a chef. It's so good. It's so good. But yeah, that's my unpopular food opinion number 1. Number 2, bring it back home. Peppermint tart shouldn't exist. Should not exist. Can it? Don't ever talk about it. You know, like, it's like, why am I eating toothpaste? Am I eating a dessert or am I eating toothpaste? Am I brushing my teeth or am I eating? So peppermint tart, like, go argue with your aunt, bro. Like, it's shit. Can it? Shouldn't exist. Also, I mean, like, we aren't people that really have like a wild array of desserts, but at the same time, I feel like milk tart could like stand up. I'm not saying it's the best thing ever. Please don't get excited, milk tart fans. It's not the best thing ever, but it's good. Like, it's okay. Like, we can go with it. Also, malva pudding. Malva pudding is great. Like, nice gooey sponge. Yeah. Isn't malva pudding like our official dessert? So yes, I definitely think that milk tart should not exist. There are a lot. I mean, for goodness sake, you could even have trifle. You could even have like jelly and custard. That works over milk tart. Like, I can't get past it. For me, it's like, it's the same as people that eat lamb with mint sauce. What are you doing? This was good. Like, what the hell are you doing? Okay, so number 1, Michelin stars are shit. Number 2, peppermint tarts are shit. Number 3, mayonnaise is the best condiment out there. Like, I'm not a person that really likes like bottled sauces and stuff like that. Like, I'll have my fries on their own. I don't need ketchup. But give me mayonnaise on anything, like on any given day. And if you're South African, you know that mayonnaise with canned baked beans is actually a salad. That shit bangs. Okay? So, like, you can't tell me anything. Mayonnaise is literally the best thing ever. It is. Gosh. Number 4, steaks. Unless meat is actually on the bone, like real meat eaters will tell you, if meat is not on the bone, then I don't bother with it. So like your sirloins and your, what the fuck are the others called? Your rump steak. It's like you remove a lump of meat without any attachment, or like it has no strings attached. It's just a lump of meat, and you want me to enjoy it and say it's the best meat I've ever had simply because you've cooked it, you've barely cooked it, and then you poured some sauce over it. Like, that's a lump of meat. The best meat is the meat that actually clings to the bone. Everybody knows that. So I don't get it when people sell like 300 rand steaks. Keep it. I'm not eating that. If it's so good, then eat it yourself. Like, I don't get steaks. Like, T-bone, the thing that's actually like somehow attached to a bone, I can do that at a brine. But like, generally, I want my meat to have bones. I want my meat to have some strings attached to it, because, like, think about it. Go to any good shisanyama, like any good one, and tell me where you will find rump steak or sirloin. Never. You're never ever going to find it. Not because it's expensive, but because those people know real flavor and they know what meat works. And like, yeah, no, your top end restaurants, questionable. Again, with those Michelin stars on top end and Western training, very questionable. And number 5, since we're on the topic of meat, huge burgers shouldn't exist. They're impractical and impossible to eat. Like, I don't understand the logic with giving me a burger that is that high. Like, what am I supposed to do with it? Can't eat it with a fork and knife. So what do you suggest I do with it? Really? So definitely those things should not exist. A burger should be manageable, right? Since we're on burgers, Steers is the best fast food joint we have in this country for burgers. Fries, they are the best. Go argue with your mother, because I'm not arguing here. I am telling you what is and what isn't, right? Steers is undefeated. And the other day, I actually bought their frozen patties. Don't bother. Don't waste your fucking money, because the disappointment I felt, like, it still breaks my fucking heart. I spent money on that shit and I was so disappointed, because I was like, finally I'm gonna have some Steers burgers at home. Yes, girl. They tasted like water. No, actually, water is flavor. Jeez, I'm so sorry, water. Water has flavor. That was just disappointment. Like, if you took press stick and dipped it into some saliva and then fried it, It's exactly what you're gonna get. So don't buy those. And last but not least, please stop putting raw peppers in salads. Like when you have brides and you have people over and whatnot, please stop making that green salad with lettuce and raw peppers. Raw peppers are just disgusting. Okay? This is how you should have peppers if you're gonna have them. But don't have them raw. That's just disgusting. And I'm talking to everybody who's ever had me over for a bride. I'm very sorry, but that was disgusting. Don't do it again. And also, final word. If somebody is hosting you and they're having you over, please be a decent person and bring a gift for the host. Even if it's a bring your own alcohol type of situation, South Africans, we are in entertaining season. I have to address this. Even if you're bringing your own alcohol, bring something for the host. If you bring a bottle of gin for yourself to drink, bring a bottle of gin for the host that you are actually going to leave over at the host's house. Okay? Okay. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, thank you so much for watching, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun making it. I'm going to be making a lot of videos like this where I just talk shit. And I hope you guys like them. Please do not forget to like my video and please subscribe to my channel. I am going to keep drinking. Thank you. I'll see you guys on the next one.